gets going, passions flowing, dreams start glowing. You best be ready, heartbeat steady, cause the air gets heavy. The game is here, no time for fear. Can you hear the cheers? Yeah.
This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by John Wayne Service Company.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Dub Ferris Stadium, where tonight we are in the thick of the district schedule. It's the Brennan Bears against the Marshall Rams on Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by John Wayne Service Company. Welcome inside the booth. I'm Don Harris along with Chuck Mikatinik. And Chuck, like I said, we're right in the heat of the district battles. We got two teams going in opposite directions. Brennan is 4-1, Marshall is 1-4, but the Brennan Bears coming off a loss and a bye week. And so Marshall's maybe hoping to get a jump on them and pull off the upset.
There's no question. I mean, you would think going in that Brennan would have an added advantage, having a couple of extra days to prepare for how multiple Marshall is. But, in talking to the Marshall coaches, not to take away from any of the teams that have beaten them this season, they really feel like, for the most part, in those games that they've lost this year, they've beaten themselves. So they really return to sticking to details this week. And then also looking at the fact that, they even brought a toilet on their practice field this week. And they want these kids to know, hey, something bad happens, flush it out. Don't dwell on it. We've got to move on to the next one. And they are trying to get into the upper echelon here of the 28-6A race.
I'm glad you explained that. I was a little unclear about the toilet. Hey, their quarterback got hurt against Taft, but they still have an electric offense, especially Darian Tolfrey.
Yeah, what hasn't this young man done this season? I mean, he's the do-it-all Swiss Army knife for the Brennan Bears. He's caught touchdown passes. He's rushed for touchdowns. And yes, he's even thrown for a touchdown this season. We're going to be seeing a lot of this young man tonight.
As for Marshall, they'll put the load on their running back, Marcellus Davis.
Yeah, this guy is creeping up on 1,000 yards all-purpose. I mean, already an astounding year. He's their bell cow. They are going to lean on him tonight, and we've seen how stout the Brennan defense has been all season long. This young man is really going to have to be spectacular tonight to give his squad a chance.
All right, if this game was played tomorrow night, we might have football weather. 50 degrees, but tonight it's still an oven down there. Let's get a look at our Gamez Law Firm game time weather with Alex. Alex?
Oh, yeah, it's still a little bit of an oven down here. We're looking 92, 93. We've got a nice little breeze here coming up out of the southeast at about 12 miles an hour. That may have a little bit of a problem if you're out there trying to throw that pass out there. It might curve a little bit. But tomorrow night, yeah, it's going to drop big time. But for tonight, let's enjoy the weather and have a great football game.
All right, Zach Hedrick, what a weekend for football for this guy. He's on his way to Texas OU tomorrow morning, but first he's got some tacos to eat and some kids to interview. Zach, what you looking forward to tonight?
Well, Don, you said it wrong. It's actually OU Texas. But yeah, task at hand, game tonight. The Brennan Bears coach, Coach Baser, telling me that, yeah, coming off the bye, they're getting some guys back. They're looking to execute a little bit cleaner tonight. And then caught up with Coach Williams with the Marshall Rams. He smiled when I asked him his thoughts for the game. He says, nobody may be picking his team to win tonight, but he's excited to see the effort that his team is going to put forth tonight, guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Zach. Looking forward to it. When we come back, it's our Taco Cabana keys to the game. Brennan against Marshall. Stay with us. We're coming back after this. Welcome back to the Northside Athletic Complex. Taking a look at the gorgeous Aquatic Center right here at the Dub Ferris Athletic Compound, Northside. Brennan Marshall playing tonight. Time for our Taco Cabana keys to the game. Chuck, first up, those Brennan Bears.
Well, they are itching to get that nasty taste out of their mouth from the Brandeis game last week. They want to execute high on both sides of the ball. And then secondly, want to control the turnovers. And then lastly, be great on special teams.
We asked Coach Steve Baser how his guys prepared after that loss.
They're a really scrappy type team. They really run to the ball on defense. They do a lot of things on offense to kind of keep you off guard and everything. A lot of shifts, a lot of motions, all that kind of stuff. And it should be a big challenge for us. And again, in a short week, trying to get used to all the different looks that they're going to give us on with their offense to our defense. And then again, defensively, they really get after you, in terms of pass rush and running the ball and whatnot. So we got to try to, block some guys and keep them blocked, and hopefully find some seams and gaps and all that good stuff. But yeah, good coach team, and they play hard, so it should be a good challenge tonight.
All right, Chuck, what about the keys for Tim Williams' Marshall Rams?
Well, they split their last 2 games, but the first thing they want to do is they want to execute at a high level. And then Coach was telling us, man, we got to worry about us. Don't worry about the other guys. Let's see what we can do managing ourselves. Then lastly, they've got to be able to tackle. This Brennan team can be very explosive.
Just a couple of moments ago, we asked Coach Williams, how did they prepare and what did he tell his team?
Well, when a team like Marshall plays a team like Brennan, in you guys' eyes, we're always the underdogs. We're never going to be in the game, all of that type of stuff. So I talked to our kids this week about we need to worry about Marshall, play Marshall, because I think in a lot of our games, Marshall has beat us. And not disrespecting any team that we've played against, but you go back and you look, we've made a lot of mistakes that have cost us the football game. So we talked about beating Marshall and making sure that Marshall wasn't the reason at the end of the game if we lost. The toilet thing, it's just kids today. I mean, they get down on one mistake and they're done. So, we talked about it and, usually flush things that need to go down the toilet. So we flushed our mistakes and we'll see how it works.
All right, sounds like a good game plan. When we come back, we'll have our national anthem and we'll tee it up. Brennan and Marshall from the house the Dub built. Coming up straight ahead.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Associated Collision Center, serving San Antonio since 1976.
Back at Dub Ferris Stadium, where we are ready to have our national anthem. We turn it over to the legendary voice of Ferris, Lou Calusa.
Standing at midfield, presenting our nation's colors this evening is the color guard from John Marshall High School Naval Junior ROTC. Commanding and carrying the American flag, Cadet Petty Officer Abdul Sami. Bearing the Texas flag, Cadet Lieutenant Ariza Zapata. The American Guard, Cadet Ensign Aaron Combs, and the Texas Guard, Cadet Ensign Joshua Molina. At this time, we ask you to please rise and remove your hats to honor America and the men and women serving our armed forces around the world. Our national anthem this evening will be played by the John Marshall Rams High School Marching Band under the direction of Kevin Tabb.
Thanks for watching the Thursday Night Lights pregame show. Stay tuned for tonight's first half kickoff.
Welcome back. There's Coach Steve Baser. He's fired up, ready to get back on the winning track for his squad. Coming off a bye week. They lost the week before to a very good Brandeis team. It was 51-16. And I tell you what, after seeing how Brandeis handled Reagan's offense early in the season, pitching a shutout, for Brandeis to put 51 on this Brennan defense tells you how good Brandeis is.
Well, no excuses from Coach Baser talking to him this week. I mean, they lost their quarterback and team captain, Jordan Flores. And I think, there's a period where you got to kind of figure out who you are when you lose your quarterback and you're rolling and everything's going great. So, as he said, bye week could not have come at a better time. And now we're going to see if Brennan can regroup. I know Marshall's looking to do the same thing. Really a lot of attention to detail this week, worrying about just playing John Marshall football and let the chips fall where they may.
All right, we are ready to get things underway. Tonight's first half kickoff sponsored by the San Antonio Police Department. Visit sapdcareers.com. Jonathan Swisher will tee it up for Brennan. Marcellus Davis and Anthony Conway are deep to receive, and Conway is going to watch this one go out of the back of the end zone, and that'll bring on the Marshall Rams. And our first look at this offense directed by Dylan Cooper. He's 33 of 80 on the year, thrown 3 touchdowns. And Marcellus Davis, as we told you in the setup, has been their bell cow, 92 carries for 670 yards. He wears number 22, and we'll see a lot of him tonight.
2 words to describe Dylan Cooper, as they tell us, amazing athlete. Looking forward to watching this young man play ball.
1st and 10 from their own 25, movement up front. And coming on a little jet sweep to the near side and a gain of about 4. And that's Davis. Brandon Wyatt making the tackle. Here's a look at the Marshall offensive starting unit. Cooper's just a junior. Davis is a senior, and they're led by their really young offensive line. All juniors across the front for the Rams. Inside handoff, and the Brennan D snuffs it right out. Shaquan Flagg making the tackle. As you take a look at the Brennan Bears defense, Caleb McGarity, a speedy DB, back there in the backfield. They've got a couple of returning all-district players, including Justin Escobar at linebacker. And Johnny Rodriguez was our John Wayne Player of the Week in Week 1. He was all over the place. Watch out for number 42. Got pre-snap movement. No, we're going to call a timeout. Brennan will take a timeout.
Timeout.
We'll take it with them. Just underway here from Ferris Stadium. Back here at Ferris, it's 3rd and 7. Coach Baser wanted to take a timeout, set his defense. And we've got 3 receivers to the left-hand side for Cooper. We'll run a little reverse. And now a little flea flicker, got a man wide open, and he's got him. Did he hang on to it? He did. Great catch. Marshall coming up with it. Estevan Perez with the grab.
How about a little razzle-madazzle to start this game?
Kristen Snell, rather, on the reception, hanging on to it.
Yeah, going one way, coming back the other, flip it back to your quarterback, downfield, wide open for a huge 3rd down conversion for the Marshall Rams. And Tim Williams emptying out the playbook here on the first drive.
Fun. And look at the defensive swarming Caleb McGarity. I told you he was speedy, and he came off the corner there, and Cooper had no chance.
So many active, really good defenders play football for this Brennan ball club. Talking to Coach Baser this week, he said, hey man, it's an honor anytime you can step on a varsity football field, but it's really an honor to play for our defense. That's defense first at Brennan.
Pre-snap movement, both teams jumped. I'm going to call a false start on Marshall here. Our referee tonight is John Miller. Let's get the call from him for the first time.
False start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
If the name McGarity sounds familiar, yes, he is related to former Cowboy and Longhorn Wayne McGarity. Is a cousin, and speed runs in the family.
Yeah, actually sitting in the chair over here doing TNL for 1 year for us.
Cooper Wants to run it. It does run it. Shows off some speed, and Chuck, you're right. Great athlete. Really had a nice burst there, picking back up some of that 19-yard with 2nd and 24 after the penalty. Gets a little bit of it back, but still it's going to be 3rd and a mile, 3rd and 18 for the Marshall Rams.
Well, you know, it was such a great play, the little gadget play that they had to get him downfield, and then to Brennan's credit, coming up with a couple of really nifty defensive plays to kind of quell the momentum.
Marcellus Davis, the tailback behind Cooper. Brennan showing blitz. They're bringing the house. Cooper booting out. Let's see if he's got the speed to get to the stick. He's going to be pursued and tackled, and that's Justino Escobar, the linebacker, coming up to make the tackle. So it'll be 4th and 11, and we'll see what Marshall does at this area of the field.
That was a really good backside block. We talked about Marcellus Davis and his ability to run the football, but a nice little block here that was able to give his quarterback some time to get it outside, and then good closing tackle there on the back end by Brennan.
Cooper is also a punter, so he could quick kick it here on 4th down. But in this area of the field, why not go for it? Is this a double pass? Gets it out, slings it over to the receiver Anthony Conway, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And so they'll turn it over to Brennan as Justin Escobar comes up to make the tackle.
Oh. Coach Williams basically playing his hand here in the early going that, hey man, we're not going to waste any opportunity to try to capitalize and get something going against these Brennan Bears. Kind of like it early, you know?
Yeah, why not? Why not? You're underdogs. David Varela is the quarterback for the Brennan offense. He's in for Jordan Flores, as we told you, got hurt in the Taft game, and Varela's done a nice job. He's a senior coming in. A little play action. He wants to go deep, almost through it. Now he dumps it over the middle, Toll-Free, and watch out. Darian Toll-Free is electric, and he picks up a first down. Gold's Gym first down. Check that. Wasn't Toll-Free. It was Rashawn Blair.
Well, really good job by Varela, being patient back there, and an outstanding job by Marshall as well, making sure that he did stay in the pocket. It's just, you're asking an awful lot. You know, somebody's going to come clear and be probably open at some point if you give the quarterback that much time to throw the football.
Ashton DeBose in at quarterback. We'll play both of them tonight. Baser said they've both done a nice job. He picks up a few.
Now, Ashton's obviously the runner of the group, but man, Ashton's just a freshman, man. So, you know, you can tell what kind of an athlete Coach Baser thinks he is. I mean, you're letting a freshman get some quality snap time here. And, you know, talk about Brennan being a perennial playoff team, and this young man's thrown right in the fire.
2nd down and 4. You took a look at that Marshall defense. Katachi brothers are very special athletes for Marshall in that regard. Here's John Miller.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
DeBose in there on that snap as well. And whenever you're good enough as a freshman to take snaps for the Brennan Bears and Coach Steve Baser, you've got to be a special athlete. David Varela back in for this snap. Still have yet to see Toll-Free get a touch. He splits out to the right-hand side. Blair to the left on 2nd and long. It's a little jet sweep to Blair. He's got some space. Blair across the 40, across the 30, inside the 30. It's a Gold's Gym first down, and all of a sudden the Brennan Bears are on the run.
Well, look at Blair. He kind of loses his footing, but was able to gather himself. Saw a little crease and then punched it right through there. He and A.J. Clay, they rotate. It's a 1-2 punch kind of deal. Both these guys, very good players. They rotate because they like them both, but they want to keep them both healthy too as we go through the stretch of the long season.
18 yards on the pickup. Inside handoff, and Marshall's front fork came up, and the ball's out. Umpire says he was down. It's recovered. Let's see who made the tackle. Josh Katashi, I think, was there first.
Well, let's see. This was awfully close. Either way, Marshall doing a great job blowing this up at the point of attack. And
Franco Chavon coming up to make a nice hit, and it was very, very close. Watch his knee. He's up. His knee was on the Marshall player.
That's a tough break for the Rams, it looks like, here in the early going.
Sweet coming to the near side, across the 30, down to the 20 is Michael McMullen. Nice little change of pace for the Brennan offense as Ezra Lane made the stop.
You just see the speed that Brennan possesses all over the field. Quarterback, outside, inside, you name it. These guys can do it all.
3rd down and 1 for the Bears, trying to get inside the red zone. And get the first down. It's a keep, diving across the 20. Let's see where they mark it, but I believe that's going to be a first down inside the U.S. Army red zone. Nope, they're going to call it 4th down. Got a tough spot there.
David Terrell is a big fella, so obviously the referee's right there. The line of scrimmage, the line judge is doing a good job, and they say you're going to have to take one more snap to see if you want to get this, big boys.
They run the same thing, and another good surge by the Marshall defense. I believe he got close, but Marshall's saying no. We'll see where they spot it. It's another tough spot. I thought he may have gotten it on second effort, but Marshall had a great surge there right off the snap.
Well, the line judge that came in from the left is marking it on one side, and the one on the right is marking it a little further down. So we'll see who end up winning the drill here. Looks like the guy on the left, so this is going to be close. Marshall Rams with a stop.
With a stop, no measurement, in fact. We'll be back in 30.
Airport parking has never been this easy. Whether you use one of our 2 economy lots with free shuttle service, our long-term or short-term parking garage, or if you're a member of our guaranteed parking program, airport parking has never been this easy. Take advantage of our Park Assist app and know the availability of parking spaces before you leave home. Fly easier, fly San Antonio.
Great stop by the Marshall defense, and so Dylan Cooper and company have the football. They lose a few inches on first down on the run by Marcellus Davis, and that'll set up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Ryan Curtis with a stop. Did you see his helmet?
No, I didn't.
He's been in some fights this year, you can tell.
Cooper fires out to the far side, and a Brennan defense staying at home and pursuing with great intensity. Justin Escobar there. Brandon Wyatt also came up. He's got 2 interceptions on the year.
That was a really good play by Escobar, coming in and closing and wrapping up.
So it's 3rd down and 13 for Marshall, who had some momentum after that 4th down stop. And they have to go back to their bag of tricks here on their own 18-yard line. Cooper looks right, and now looks over the middle and fires. Got a man running a post, but he overshot him. That was intended for Isaiah Chin. A little bit too deep.
Yeah, Drayton and Wyatt back there on coverage. They were not fooled at all. They had coverage underneath and over the top as well. So it looks like Marshall's going to have to punt this football.
Caleb McGarity will stand at about his 43-yard line. And we'll have to see who's going to kick this one away. It'll be Dylan Cooper, the quarterback. But they've got 3 receivers here too. No trickery in this area of the field though. McGarity tells everybody to get away, and Marshall gets a good bounce into Brennan territory. So Brennan will have it right near midfield when we come back in a good defensive ball game so far. 3:23 left, we're scoreless.
Still no score with a little more than 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Joined now by Carlos Felix and our presenting sponsor, John Wayne Service Company. Carlos, thanks so much for joining us. Before we go anywhere, I have to ask, don't have to explain why, OU Texas, who do you got?
I got Texas.
Okay, fair enough. This interview is over. Back to you guys. No, I'm kidding. Carlos, today, a pretty cool pregame ceremony. You had Cannon Williams out here, the quarterback who had a great game here last night. What was that, getting out here and talking with that young man?
It was a great experience. Cannon's a good athlete, a good young man, very honorable, very respectable young man. Had a great game. He threw for 4 touchdowns, ran for 2. All-star game, so he really deserved the Player of the Week this past week.
Well, and speaking Player of the Week, Carlos, we're going to select one tonight, and then the sports guys, we're going to get 2 more. And then Sunday is when it opens up for everybody to go and vote. Tell us about that process.
The way it works is that throughout the city, you'll have your top players receive Player of the Game each night, depending on the night that they play. And the top 3 candidates will be put into a pool for Player of the Week nominations. And throughout the course of the week, you'll be able to go and vote at johnwayne.com for the Player of the Week. At Wednesday at 3 o'clock, votes will be closed, and we'll find out who our winner is for the Player of the Week.
And then they get to have another pregame ceremony with you and the guys next week.
That's correct, and we're always honored to acknowledge these young student athletes.
Carlos, thank you so much for the time. Appreciate it. Don, Chuck, back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Zach. John Wayne Service Company, great sponsor. Player of the game, Players of the Week. Been a lot of fun this year. Had Cannon Williams on the 5 o'clock show today. Young man from Harlan who was our John Wayne Service Company Player of the Week last week with 6 touchdowns. As DeBose keeps it on 2nd down. And 6, that'll set up 3rd down. And Brennan seemed like just right here before that Marshall defense and their good stop.
Well, they run, this is their 3rd play, obviously, 3rd down. Those first 2 plays look like a little attitude adjustment. They came out a couple of angry plays to move this ball down the football field. So we'll see what they can do here on 3rd down, see if they can't get a fresh set of downs.
Keep again. It's the freshman. And he's got a 1st down, and he's churning for more. Got a rugby scrum right at the 20, but it will be a Gold's Gym 1st down for the Brennan Bears, and they are in the U.S. Army red zone. Here's our first player profile of the night. It's Richard Santana Flores, the captain, even though he's just a junior. It's an honorable mention all-district linebacker a year ago, and he wants to play football in college and major in a medical. Smart kid. All of our U.S. Army player profile kids doing great in the classroom. Here on 1st down.
What a tackle, huh?
I believe that was Blair. Marshall coming up quickly to grab him right as he got to the line of scrimmage. It was Tollfree. It's hard to keep track of Tollfree and Blair, 5 and 8. Similar size, and they're both very, very quick.
Richard Flores, the junior, doing a remarkable job coming up from his linebacker spot and closing that up in a hurry. That could have been a lot more of a big gain for Brennan had he not been Johnny on the spot.
Al Clay now in it running back for DeBose. Oh, check that. Varela throwing over the middle, caught inside the 10. Gabriel Ramos, the senior. Nice little pop pass from the tight end position. And Varela hit him right in stride.
Yeah, a little quick hitter right there, and you see the size of that young man, kind of hard to miss.
See where they spot it. You got a flag down. That's why they're not moving the sticks.
Offsides, defense. That penalties decline. Penalty result, the yardage results in
1st down, so now they will move the sticks. DuBose is back in. Steve Baser keeping us on our toes, man, with this rotating quarterback situation. DuBose, Tollfree, He's got the 10, cuts inside the 5, and dives ahead to the 2-yard line, and all of a sudden the Bears are knocking on the door. Benjamin Clark makes the tackle, and when we come back, we'll switch ends. That's the end of the first quarter. Marshall hanging tough, 0-0, but the Bears are knocking on the door when we come back. It's a scoreless game. It's a beautiful sunset, and Brennan is knocking on the door. 2nd and 3 from the 3, so it makes it 2nd and goal. A.J. Clay behind DeBose. And it's DeBose all the way. He keeps, he spins, and he's brought down short of the goal line. Making the tackle for the Marshall Rams was Benjamin Clark, doing a good job getting in there.
Yeah, this kid's going to be some kind of player as he goes through the Marshall program. Just a sophomore, and we had our cameras out there this week, Don, and he was one of the guys speaking for the team, and man, it sounded like we were talking to a kid that was about 30 years old with his responses to the questions.
Can Marshall hold again? Tolfree's the tailback. They pitch it to him. He's trying to get wide. Marshall pursues, and a big-time play by the Marshall defense. Coming up from his corner spot or defensive end spot is Josh Katashi. I told you earlier the Katashi brothers, Josh and Vic, are spectacular athletes. And look at the pursuit. Keeping up with Tolfree is no easy task.
No, and Rasulo Abdi, too, number 35, did an amazing job making sure he held the edge there. Nobody was going to get around him. Great gap integrity right there by the Marshall Rams, holding these guys to a field goal attempt.
27-yarder, snap was low, good hold. Swisher's kick is no good, and the Marshall Rams hold again. Marshall's hanging in there. They'll get the ball back. We're early in the second quarter when we come back.
Still no score early in the second quarter. Riley Walker now joins me from San Antonio Sports and some members of the Marshall cheer squad. They're excited with the start so far. You guys can cheer. It's all right. There we go. See, they're excited. Riley, this crew right here is actually part of the cheer challenge already. Tell us more about that.
Absolutely. So the cheer challenge voting is going on right now. This team is killing it, currently in 3rd place. If you guys want to vote for your favorite cheer squad, just go to cw35.com until December 3rd.
So December 3rd, is that cutoff for teams to get into this challenge?
No, December 3rd is the last day for voting. After that, the top 4 squads will win a chance to cheer in the All-American Bowl, which is nationally televised, and also our All-Star football game, which will be locally televised with you guys.
Awesome. And that All-Star game, want to get it on the calendar already? When is that?
The game is going to be January 4th, 2020 in the Alamo Dome, and tickets will go on sale in a couple weeks, so we're really excited.
So for all the cheer teams that haven't signed up yet, Riley, what do you need to tell them?
Look at all the fun that these ladies are having, and then get ready for next year. But at this point, vote for your favorite squads, and let's have a good time.
So, girls, how about a cheer? Is there a cheer that y'all can do for Marshall?
We can do the Marshall Rumble.
All right, take it away.
Rumble! Everybody do the Marshall Rumble! Everybody do the Marshall Rumble! Everybody! Rumble!
All right. Thanks a lot, Zach. Jake Kaliski at quarterback. Couldn't quite move the football. The Brennan defense was stout. A couple of great plays in the backfield and a busted play as well. So we heard Tim Williams talk about Marshall beating Marshall. That was one of those series where things just didn't quite click for them offensively. And so now they've got to punt it to a waiting Caleb McGarity, who stands at Marshall's 45. Cooper almost had it blocked. It's off the side of his foot, bounces short of the 30, and gets a decent roll across the 30 to the 31, but Brennan is going to have great field position. But hats off to that Marshall defense. So far, Chuck, the Rams have bowed up twice deep with Brennan knocking right there on the goal line.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, especially when you consider that Brennan has essentially played this entire football game from inside the 50-yard line. They've done an amazing job. Both of these defenses have been really, really strong. And you were talking about young Jack Kaliski, the sophomore quarterback for Marshall. So on his first snap of that last series, he goes down, gets knocked on his fanny because he was down there throwing blocks, and then they had a bust on the second one. So welcome to Thursday Night Lights, young man.
David Varela back in at quarterback, rolls, fires, caught, nice play. Inside the 10, and one more cutback may have cost him. Keon Thomas getting all the way inside the 5-yard line before Franco Chavon brought him down.
Yeah, what nifty footwork here by Keon Thomas. Good throw, right on the spot, and then a couple little juke moves back inside. And it was a really good thing that Marshall had backside pursuit of that, would have gone to the house. Outstanding hustle down there. Our number 95, Franco Chavon.
All right, so here we go. First and goal from the 4. Varela is in at quarterback. And again, 3 times tonight, Marshall's defense is held. Inside to Clay. He dives down to the 1, but he's short, or it would appear. The spot is inside the 1. Ezra Lane on the tackle. That'll set up second goal from right at the goal line.
Man, I'll tell you what, this is some dirty yards down there by the goal line here tonight, right? 95, 56, and 4, all doing their job and then getting some backside help from the Marshall linebackers.
Drew Mestis on the nose. Chavon and Katashi have won the battle early on. Plays the running back. They hand to him, and he busts in for a touchdown. A.J. Clay gets his 3rd touchdown of the year, and Brennan scores first. The Bears are on the board, and it's 6-0. Nothing fancy here.
Well, Brennan just going with the quick hitter and then give it to the up back, and he waltzes in for the 6.
Kind of show a formation like they might go for 2. Instead, they'll run out Jonathan Swisher. They'll try to add a field goal. Had a tough snap on his missed field goal attempt. This one's good. Good hold again. And it's good. And it's 7-0 Brennan Bears. Marshall will have it back. 7:11 to go here in the second quarter at Dub Fairs. Welcome back. Check out our Go Public Smile Cam. We were out at the Marshall High School pep rally. The Rams getting fired up for this one, and they've played very well out here tonight. Defense has done its job. They trail 7-0, but they'll have a chance now to get on the board before we get into the locker rooms at halftime. Kids having a great time.
They're really doing a good job over at Marshall High School, the coaching staff here, teaching these guys how to play ball and also be men and fathers. You know, both these coaches do a great job with all that.
Marcellus Davis and Anthony Conway back deep. This will be Conway at the 5. Cuts it up. He's got some space. Anthony Conway across the 30. Gets across the 50 before he's shoved out of bounds really late. No flag. And the Marshall coaches are wondering, where is the late hit flag?
Well, I don't know where the late hit flag is, but I know where some big holes were. I mean, that was a really good job on special teams, and then Conway doing his best to get it upfield, and does.
Yeah, that's missed. He was 4 yards out of bounds when he was shoved. Could have been 15 more to that. Instead, Dylan Cooper will take over with 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Cooper, straight drop, fires a little out route, and it's a little low for his intended receiver, Zane Zuniga. Couldn't hang on. Set up 2nd down and 10. Nice. That's a play that will spark your offense, Anthony Conway. Nice kick return.
Yeah, they like to go with 2 tight ends a lot here at Marshall High School. Got Rayburn and Zuniga, both getting a lot of playing time. These guys are both really good tight ends.
3 split to the right.
Hello.
And a tough snap there. Cooper scrambling for his life, gets out of it. Cooper back to midfield and hurdles the defender. That'll fire up his squad even though it's short of the first down. That's called making some lemonade out of some lemons with that snap.
Holy cow, you're not right. I mean, it's one thing to corral the football, but look at this young man. Eyes down the field, seeing who can beat him. Whoop. Nice play.
When you're saying they told you he was a fantastic athlete, you weren't lying. I bet you that kid can dunk. Still 3rd and 9. He's got Davis behind him. Cooper looking left. Now he's going to scramble again, and he gets out of that.
Hello.
Look at this.
Eli Manning Jr.
And it was dropped. It would have been a first down. Kristen Snell had it, and it just popped out of his arms. And Dylan Cooper making everything happen that he possibly can. But it'll be 4th down and 9 at midfield.
Yeah, wasn't that reminiscent of Eli Manning in the 07 Super Bowl? I mean, he looked like he was a dead duck back there, but escaped and then delivered a dime on point.
Tim Williams is going to want to talk this one over, taking a timeout with his coaching staff. Can't tell if they were going to go for it there, or Cooper again is their punter, so he's got a couple of options there as we'll take a break and be back in 30.
At San Antonio International Airport, we don't just make flying easier, we make it an experience. Take advantage of the galleries at SAT or SAT Live, where we feature local San Antonio artists and performers to enhance your traveling experience. We have nursing stations, pet relief stations, and of course our world famous ambassadors, all here to make your traveling experience better. Fly easier, fly San Antonio.
All right, so 4th and 9, and Cooper trots back out there. Again, they have the ability to quick kick it here, but Tim Williams has been rolling the dice, and why not? It's not horrible field position to go for it. The defense has been solid, and they're going to try to pick it up. Fires to the outside, and they make it an interference. There was contact, but no flag. Out of bounds. Anthony Conway, the intended receiver. Caleb McGarity on the coverage. There was minor contact, but not sure there was interference. Maybe
yeah, just a couple of guys getting their feet tangled up, but you know, it all started with the front of the Brennan Bears. I mean, Shaquan Flagg, that guy was getting doubled, and he was pushing 2 guys back and really putting the heat on Cooper.
Cooper fun to watch.
Amen to that.
Brennan's got the football now. They run a little jet sweep to Toll-Free. He picks up about 4 or 5 before he gets out of bounds. Joshua Katashi in pursuit along with a couple of his teammates. Time to tell you about our San Antonio Sports and Methodist Healthcare, recognizing teams that have exhibited the key values through their actions, talking about our Beyond the Game program. To learn more about how parents, teachers, and coaches can nominate teams, go to Beyond the Game. Visit sanantoniosports.org and watch tonight's halftime show. We'll show you some teams that are going beyond the game. Again, good pursuit by that front 4 of the Marshall defensive line, and they've been getting great penetration all night. Katashi up there has been huge, along with Drew Mestis and Franco Chavon.
Yeah, I mean, Mestis really doing an outstanding job, 56. I mean, he blew up the entire right side of the Brennan line that time, and really there was nowhere to go with the football.
Sets up 3rd down and 6. Varela, the quarterback on this series. They put it in the hands of their speedy Toll-Free. He's got a little bit of a seam. Flag flies. This one's probably coming back. Ezra Lane makes the tackle, but Toll-Free may have got a little illegal help there from one of his teammates. We'll see what the call is.
Holding, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It'll still be third down.
All right, so that nullifies the first down, and it looks like the spot was at about the 47, about the same as the line of scrimmage.
You can see what this Marshall team is doing in terms of building a program. Tim Williams, you know, he's got some senior leadership on that defensive line, but Don, he's only got one senior linebacker, 2 sophomores and a junior, and then on the back end with their DBs, 3 sophomores and a freshman. So, I mean, think about how good these guys are going to be in a couple of years.
3rd and 16 for Varela. Straight drop. Now he's going to run for his life. And he's going to get close, and there's a hit late, and they throw the flag there. So Rene Martinez makes the tackle, but the same side judge who didn't throw it in a very similar play was going to tack on 15 for Brennan, and this is probably a good call.
Oh yeah, no question about it. But you know, we were told Varela was more of the pocket guy, but that was a heck of a run right there. He did a really good job when he felt the pressure from the outside.
Automatic first down.
Stepped up to try to elude the pressure from the outside, and then when he saw that nobody was open downfield and those young DBs from Marshall holding up their end, covering guys, nowhere to go with the football, tucked it and ran, picked up a nice chunk, and then gets 15 more after the penalty.
So it's 1st and 10 as DuBose checks in at quarterback and keeps. The freshman spins and the ball's out. Marshall's got it. Big time play. Franco Chavon's got the football, and Marshall's defense comes through again.
Tell you what, they are staying after it. I mean, they're playing physical. They're swarming to the ball. It could have been their second turnover of the night if things gone their way earlier in this football game. This is just an outstanding job. Again, look at that. Nice gap integrity. 33 gets in there, gets his hat on the ball. Yeah, Carrasco pops it out. And next thing you know, John Marshall stops a drive and gives it back to their offense.
Cooper, the quarterback for Marshall, and here we go, 4:22 to go. The Rams trying to make something happen. Cooper's having to scramble, shows his speed again and gets to the outside. Knocked out right on the sideline again. 4:14 to play. I'll tell you what, Cooper's got some speed, and he's used every bit of it to get out of some trouble tonight.
Yeah.
A number of times.
Cooper and McGarity going at it. A little bark back and forth, but you know, this is a young man. He's playing quarterback for this Marshall team. Look at him snaring these balls that are errant snaps like it's no problem.
2nd and 7, inside handoff to Marcellus Davis. He picks up a couple, but he was drilled. Big Shaquan Flag, 6'3", 260, made him feel that one. That'll set up 3rd down and short. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, I mean, look at the size of that D-line for Brennan. And they are active too.
Tight formation here. Davis, the running back. They hand it to him, and he's going to be short. Got back forward progress, maybe the 40. And it'll be 4th down on their own 40-yard line. And they've gone for everything tonight, but I think here they've got to kick it away as we take a look at Justino Escobar, who's had a nice night for that Brennan defense, a 2-year starter, National Honor Society member. And again, he wants to play some college football. 3.9 GPA, the biggest thing we can stress there of all of that.
Yeah, and kinesiology, I wonder if he wants to be a trainer at some point. Good for him.
Caleb McGarity standing on his own 30. Cooper, the quarterback, is their punter. And he gets off a angling kick to the sideline. McGarity will have a chance to return it. He's got speed.
Look out.
McGarity's got a couple of blockers. McGarity down the sideline. And he's finally out of bounds inside Marshall territory, inside the 40-yard line at about the 37-yard line. Hey, one of the bands that we're going to see tonight on TNL is going to win a $5,000 band grant. It's all based on your vote, so get your phones out, get ready to vote for your favorite band. You can text Band 11 for Brennan or Band 12 for Marshall to 44332. The $5,000 band grant made possible by the Children's Hospital of San Antonio. 2:34 to play here in the first half. Toll-free and Clay in the backfield. Throw a little screen to Blair, who's got speed, and you can see him explode all the way inside the U.S. Army red zone, all the way down to the 15-yard line, and that hit quickly.
Well, we're sitting up here in the booth, and right to our right are the Marshall assistant coaches, and man, as soon as that ball was snapped, you could hear them all yelling, "Screen, screen!"
They saw it coming.
They saw it coming. You just couldn't stop it down on the field.
Gold's Gym first down. Here's the freshman who fumbled last time, but this time Ashton DuBose does a good job of hanging on to the football and finding space. You can see what they like to do with him now. It's a little zone read for him. He's never going to hand it off. It's a quarterback sneak all the way, but he likes to kind of catch it, pause for just a second, pick out the hole, and you can see his quickness.
Well, I mean, again, if you're joining us late, Brennan has had to kind of piecemeal the quarterback position because they lost their captain a couple of weeks ago, and you know, this young man's just a freshman, but boy, he sure looks pretty good. He's holding up his end at this point.
Good surge again by that defensive front of John Marshall, Siobhan in there, Alberto Delgado. You see our Dream SA band camp. The dad's helping up with the band setup. Looking forward to our halftime show and hearing the bands again from both Brennan and Marshall.
Some serious work down there. Got some gloves on.
They're dads, man. That's what they do, right?
Heck yeah. Good to see the support.
Inside a minute to play here on 3rd and 6. Bootleg to the right, fires, got a man and just missed him. So it'll set up 4th down as Varela was looking for Gabriel Ramos, who they completed a pass to earlier down inside the red zone. And so Brennan is going to try to come away with some points here as they run Swisher out to try to get 3 more.
Yeah, that was a really good play design. He had the defense going to the left and then worked the play back to the right side. They just couldn't quite connect in the end zone for 6 more points. So we'll see if they can get at least half of that right here.
Swisher has 1 missed field goal tonight, 1 made extra point, all from close to this range, 27-yarder. And this one is just inside and good. So Brennan's got a 10-0 lead with 34 seconds to go. But Marshall's defense is keeping them in this football game. I don't know how many plays have been snapped inside the red zone against the Marshall defense, but for them to go into the locker room down only 10-0 with that many chances for the Brennan offense, the defense has to be pretty satisfied.
Oh, I would think so. I mean, you know, again, you talked about it. I mean, working on a short field, you're really putting your defense in a spot, but hey, that's the way a football game unfolds sometime, and they're doing a great job. This lady's doing a good job too for our Go Public Smile Cam.
So the Marshall Rams will run out. Mark Kusenberger giving me exactly the stats I needed. 11 snaps inside the Marshall 20. On about 3 different occasions. And Marshall has only given up 1 touchdown and a field goal. Caused a turnover. So the Rams will be pretty confident coming out of that locker room.
They had a really good kickoff return the last time. Let's see if they can get something going here right before the half.
Last time it was Conway, and he'll field this one again. And he's got more speed, and he's across the 25 to the 26-yard line. And we'll see if Tim Williams goes into his bag of tricks or if he'll just be satisfied to take a 10-0 deficit into the locker room.
Yeah, may have one of those double reverse flea flickers. That was pretty cool to start the game.
See Steve Baser done a great job there with that Brennan program.
Man, you're not lying. What, they made the playoffs every single year but one since they started up? Pretty impressive.
Very impressive. Dylan Cooper in with Davis behind him. Now hand it to Davis.
Oh, nice move, young man.
Oh, Davis still on his feet. Davis breaking away. Davis with some speed. McGarrity's chasing him down. He fends off the tackle and scores. Marcellus Davis, 75 yards, and Marshall strikes pay dirt with 13 seconds to go in the half.
Wow. Lightning strike.
The burst that he had right when he got to the linebacking core there, right there, the speed, I thought they had him.
They did.
He outran the defense, including McGarity.
Man, what a run. How about that? Got a home run right before the half. Not only is the Marshall defense got to be proud of what it's been able to do, but then you get something like that.
They had 41 total yards of offense in this half until that play that went for 75. So they almost doubled their entire offensive production here on the second to last play of the quarter. Take a look at our U.S. Army player profile. There's young Marcellus Davis. He's a senior, 2-year letterman, and he leads the district with those two 200-yard rushing games. And he wants to be the first in his family to graduate for college, so good for him.
That was one heck of a run. Man, that might have been the highlight of the year we've had here on Cabana TNL.
So
Mercy.
sophomore kicker Shea Reichwein is in to attempt the extra point. And it's a botched snap, and Brennan may take this one the other way for two. Justino Escobar. And instead of being 10-7, it's going to be 12-6. 92 yards as the extra point goes awry for Marshall. And so if you're Brennan, now you've got a little mo going into the locker room.
Wow, what an unbelievable turn of events. When we talked to Steve Baser this week, you know, one of the keys to victory, number 3 on the list, special teams. And boy, were his special teams special right here. Boy, that young man's got some jets too, huh?
I would think he's a defensive guy who wants to score. You see, you got the football in your hands as a defensive player, and all you got 92 yards in front of you. Yeah, you get like you've been lit on fire. You're going for it.
Yeah, need a little breather. My goodness, halftime's coming up.
I don't know that he's ever run that far before, except in sprints. So that makes it an interesting turn of events here. Tim Williams was going to go into the locker room with his Marshall Rams all fired up. And now Brennan steals away Mo.
Well, at least, I mean, the good news for Marshall is, man, you still made it a one-score game with that nifty run for a touchdown. And heck, the way things have gone here with under 30 seconds left to go, maybe we'll see some more fireworks. What's the Gojira song? Explosia?
Yeah. You're searching the wrong brain there. Brennan's going to take a timeout here, and that gives us time to tell you about our Go Public Teacher Spotlight. Chuck?
Yeah, look at Sandra McKenzie over at Marshall High School, teaching social studies and government action teacher. She's really good at encouraging, creating, supporting leadership development in the students. She helps students recognize their potential and ability to impact their campus and community in positive ways. And just talking to the coaching staff this week, we're talking about not only the administration there, but the teachers and the coaches, and they had nothing but great things to say about the kids that they've got over at Marshall High School. Very receptive to teaching and coaching. We'd love to hear that kind of stuff.
Love to focus on our Go Public Teacher Spotlights, as well as the bands and the spirit groups that come up at our Lockaway Storage halftime show. Stick around for that. It's only 13 seconds away. And now if you're Marshall, you just don't want another big play from Brennan here on a kickoff return or anything like that. You want to get into the locker room with it being a one-score game.
Well, Brennan, when they lined up there, were thinking pooch, but now they're dropping back a little bit.
Toll-free, as I've told you all night, is dangerous.
That's a great kickoff.
Fantastic kick out of the back of the end zone. And so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Brennan Bears on their own 25-yard line.
So you wouldn't think, backed up like this, that Brennan would do anything this late in the half, nursing a one-score lead. But with Steve Baser, you never know.
You never know. We do know that it'll be Varela on this series, or at least on this snap. They've been alternating Varela and Ashton DeBose most of the night. Sends out True Ellis to the far left-hand side. Run Blair, I believe, up the middle. Picks up about 6. And that'll do it. Halftime here at Dub Ferris, a very entertaining football game between the Brennan Bears and Marshall Rams. Marshall kind of refocusing going into this one and giving Brennan everything they've got. Their defense keeping them in it. An explosive offensive touchdown, 75 yards from Marcellus Davis. And let's go down to Tim Williams and get his vibe about how his team's playing. Zach?
Well, I got to make sure first that Coach Williams has his breath back after that 75-yard run. You were sprinting.
Awesome. Hey, I'm telling you, our kids are playing hard. I told you they would. It's awesome, man. We called it. I said, hey, go take it 80. He did. That was awesome.
He called a shot.
And before the game, you were telling me you were excited to see your kids play their butts off tonight. Mission accomplished first half.
Yeah, but it's a half. And, you know, we know we're here to shock the world. And there's nobody here except us in that locker room that think we're going to be able to be in this game and win it. So we're excited because we got them right where we want them.
Coach, we'll let you get in there. Good luck in the second half.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You got to love Tim Williams and his attitude with these guys. It's so, he said it's so easy for guys to get down when you look at a 1-4 record. He is not going to let them get down. He's going to make them believe in themselves, and so far, they have.
It's got to be the toilet, right?
Why not? Flush it, right?
Got to flush it.
We're coming back with our Lockaway Storage halftime show, and we'll hear from that Brennan band that you're looking at. It's 12-6. We're back with more on TNL.
Welcome to the Lockaway Storage halftime show.
Got a good one here at Dub Ferris. 12-6 our halftime score right now, joined by Sergeant First Class Joseph Creighton with the U.S. Army. Joseph is actually a recruiter here at Marshall High School, and we got a good one tonight.
Yes, we do. We got a really good one. It's exciting. I'm pulling for Marshall. I know we can do this. We're going to get that W. So.
Joseph, tell us where you're from and how long you've been in the Army.
Okay, I'm from Waynesville, Missouri, and I've been in the Army for 12 years. So.
Well, and as long as with recruiting, what else have you been doing in the Army as well? Before getting into recruiting.
Okay, so I've been a recruiter at Marshall High School for 6 months. And what I did prior before that, I'm a chemical. So squad leader, platoon sergeant. I was an instructor at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. So I've been everywhere. So.
Well, Joseph, thank you for your service. And speaking of, I mean, we're seeing some great teamwork tonight, and that's what you guys are looking for in the Army.
Yes, absolutely. Teamwork makes the dream work. So, I mean, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people that are willing to, that want to come and join an Army team, a strong, smart, being tested, just a great team. An all-around team is what we're looking for, somebody that wants to be a part of our team.
So I know you got booths here at all the TNL games. So how do people find out more if they want to sign up or get more info?
That's easy. All you got to do is text TNL to Go Army. That's it. That's simple. Capital TNL to Go Army. That's it. Yes, we do have booths here. We have booths that we just want to get the attention. We want to interact with the kids. We interact with the adults and, provide information about the Army.
Joseph, thank you so much for the time, and
yes,
good luck to your Rams in the second half.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Right. Guys, back to you.
All right. Thanks a lot, Zach. It's time to check out the Brennan Band. And we want to say that we have heard from you. A couple of viewers have noticed that our coverage of the bands has been a little bit different this year, and that we have not been showing full songs by these bands. We just wanted to let you know, because of copyright and licensing issues and legal issues, we haven't been able to do that because of the copyrights that protect the artists that originally recorded these songs. But we are working on it. We hope to be able to bring you the full songs by the end of the season. But nevertheless, the Brennan Band is visually spectacular as well. Their director is Tomas Kober. The assistant band directors are Mark Wolaki and Timothy Briones. The drum majors are Ellie Villalobos and Jordan Ryder. And they're getting ready to compete in the Region 29 Marching Contest and the U.S. Band's Regional and National Contest. And they're used to doing well at these things. Brennan Band placed second in the U.S. Band's National Finals in 2018. And don't forget, we've teamed up with the Children's Hospital of San Antonio. And we're going to give one of the bands that performs on TNL this year a $5,000 band grant. So if you want it to be the Brennan Bears, just text Band 11 there on your screen to 44332. That's Band 11 to 44332. And the band of the 20 that appear on TNL this year, the band that gets the most votes, will get $5,000. So this is a large band. You would think if all those kids spent 2 or 3 minutes a day texting Band 11 to 44332, they might have a shot. It's both based on your votes, but very impressive group, large numbers, and again, they're very, very good, being second in the whole country back in 2018.
And obviously you see pink very prevalent tonight on the Brennan sideline. Saw Coach Baser wearing a pink t-shirt tonight in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's a good-looking crew right there. Pink kind of pulls the whole ensemble together.
All right, when we come back, we'll hear from the Marshall Band and much more of our Lockaway Storage halftime show coming up.
You're watching the Lockaway Storage halftime show.
Welcome back to our halftime show, joined now by Tyler Lowe from Vulcan Materials. And Tyler, thanks so much for joining us. I mean, they do a great job of shining a spotlight at all the scholar athletes that we've been featuring. And Tyler, what's that like, just shining a spotlight on those great kids?
Well, thank you, Zach. On behalf of the Vulcan family, this is our 5th year to sponsor the Scholar Athlete of the Week program. It's one of the best things we do. So excited about it. Over 5 years, we've given away $30,000 in scholarship money. So just happy to be a part of it. Thank you all for taking the lead on this program.
Appreciate you having us. And Tyler, coming up here in about a week or so, another fun event for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Quarry Crusher Run.
That's right.
Tell us how everybody can get involved.
So Saturday, October 19th, 8 a.m. It's our annual Quarry Crusher Run at our 1604 facility at 1604 in O'Connor. It's a 5K and a 10K, a single crusher, double crusher. You start at the front of the plant, you run all the way to the bottom of the quarry pit, which is about a 180-foot drop. You turn around and come back up. So all the details are online at quarrycrusherrun.com. It's $40 for the single, $50 for the double. But we've got a special discount code for our TNL loyal viewers. CW35 is $10 off both of those race prices.
And so that race is coming up soon. Deadline to get signed up. When is that?
So deadline is all the way up until the day before the race, and then all proceeds go to a great local nonprofit, Soldiers Angels, which helps active duty military, their family, and veterans.
Tyler, thank you so much for the time. Appreciate you joining us here. We'll be right back after this.
Officers are Sabrina Antonon and Shakira Selby. The Shining Star leader
Hi, I'm Ryan Curtis. I'm a senior and I go to Brennan High School.
Ryan will be graduating in the spring with a 99.75 GPA. The team captain of the football team has completed over 1,800 hours of community service since the start of middle school.
I just love helping people. It just makes me feel good about myself.
Last year, he helped organize the inaugural literature night at Brennan High School.
We had a bunch of books in the library, and we set it all up, and then little kids came around from San Antonio and just came, and we read to them, and they got to take books home.
Ryan also throws shot put for the track and field team and also plays tennis, but his passion is for football.
Both of my brothers are tennis players. I was just the random big one in the family, so I was like, why not try out the tough sport?
In the future, Ryan has plans on becoming a teacher and football coach.
I want to go to A&M, and I want to study history.
Ryan, congratulations on being this week's Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Annie Updike and I go to John Marshall High School.
Annie will also be graduating next spring with a grade point average of 102.5. A member of the basketball team, Annie is also part of the Mighty Ram Marching Band. She started out playing in the front ensemble, but is learning to play the saxophone this year.
I didn't get a march in the marching band. I was like, I'm missing out on so much. So let me switch to sax this year.
As a sophomore, Annie was invited to join the Marshall Ambassadors, a service-based student organization. She is also a member of Mu Alpha Theta, the Math Honor Society.
I'm not like a big English person where it can be interpreted. I like it when I get an equation and I can solve something and I get a for sure answer.
In her spare time, Annie enjoys playing and teaching lessons on the piano.
I love WC. I'm a big classical nerd, and so yeah, but WC is one of my favorites. Claire de Lune is one of my favorites.
In college, Annie plans on studying business.
I really want to go to Brigham Young University in Utah.
Annie, congratulations on being this week's Vulcan Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Thank you.
Wow, two well-deserved young people.
No question
home
about
the
it.
hardware, huh?
I'm inspired every week when we win those things. I wish I was that smart.
You and me both, brother. Hey, we got to look at the Brennan band a few moments ago. And now, stepping into the limelight, is the John Marshall Marching Band. We got 175 young men and women. See the director there is Kevin Tabb. The assistant band directors are Daniel Bentley and Brianna Freitas. We also have a couple of drum majors as well, Sadiq Karbi and Kylie Helterbrand. Now, these guys are, of course, in the middle of their competition season, and they've got the UIL marching contest, which is coming up in just a few days here on October 19th, and then the U.S. Bands Championship that's going to take place in Austin on November 2nd. Now remember, we are teaming up with the Children's Hospital of San Antonio to award a $5,000 band grant to one of the bands that appears on Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights this season. But it's all based on your votes. So it's time to get biz. Get out your phone and make it happen. If you'd like to vote for the Marshall Band, 175 strong, text BAND12 to 44332. That's BAND12 without any spaces to 44332. Of course, for complete texting guidelines, all you have to do is visit CW35.com. Once more, we would really like to thank the Children's Hospital of San Antonio for making this wonderful $5,000 band grant possible.
And we hope to, we know we're going to talk to the band directors coming up in the second half. Hope to talk to some of the kids as well. And there you go, Marshall fans. You want that band to get the $5,000? It's band 12 to 44332. San Antonio middle and high school athletes are doing great things for our community. San Antonio Sports and Methodist Healthcare are shining the light on teams that model key values through their actions. This week, we salute 2 schools whose community projects demonstrate beyond the game values. Last spring, the Brennan softball team led a virtual story time by teaming up with their school library to record and share stories with feeder elementary schools. The Lady Bears shared books, songs, and stories that help promote school readiness and build early literacy while also having fun. The Marshall baseball team also took action in the classroom last spring by visiting Leon Valley Elementary School, where they spent quality time with students to encourage reading and increase engagement in the classroom. These athletes demonstrated the beyond the game values of sportsmanship, selfless service, caring, integrity, and respect. San Antonio Sports and Methodist Healthcare salute high school and middle school coaches who inspire their teams to serve others. Parents, teachers, and coaches can nominate teams that go beyond the game. Visit sanantoniosports.org.
You're watching the Lockaway Storage Halftime Show.
Welcome back. It is time for our highlights, brought to you by Mission Discount Water Softeners. And what an exciting half it was for such a low-scoring game. Brennan took the lead on an A.J. Clay short touchdown run. It was 6-0 after a missed extra point. Marshall's defense was great all night. Caused a turnover, bowed up a couple of times inside the red zone. And then with just 30 seconds to go in the half, they've got a 75-yard touchdown, man-sized run by Marcellus Davis. Looked like it was going to be 10-7 at the half, but they botched the extra point attempt, and Justino Escobar takes it 92 the other way. So instead of 10-7, it's 12-6, but we're looking forward to an exciting second half on Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights when we come back.
Thanks for watching the Lockaway Storage Halftime Show. Stay tuned for the second half kickoff.
Welcome back, Dub Ferris Stadium. Time for our second half action. Good game so far. Brennan, a heavy favorite coming into this game just based on records and how the season has gone so far. But we heard from Tim Williams in the pregame about how this was kind of a reset button week for his team. Took a toilet out onto the field to flush the 1-4 start and all the bad things and start over, and came up with a good mantra this week that we're playing Marshall. The reason we've lost these games is we're beating ourselves, so we got to beat Marshall and not Brennan. And so far, it's been very effective. The defense has been stout. They got a big-time offensive play late in the half, and they're hanging around with a very good Brennan team.
And as we look at the Marshall team lineup on the sideline here on the second half, I mean, they also have a big hose that they've basically written on the hose above the line, go above the line. And they're not only talking about that as football players, but, you know, as kids in the classroom, kids in the community, kids at home. Do things above and beyond, and boy, Marshall's certainly done a good job of that on the football field tonight.
Nice return by McGarity across the 35 to the 38-yard line. Yeah, one thing you notice right off the bat whenever you talk to Tim Williams is, you know, as so many of these coaches are, they're in this not to win football games as much as they are to win over young men and change their lives for the better going forward. As we take a look at our halftime statistics, and Chuck, the score is close, and believe it or not, so are the stats, because Marshall's defense is keeping them in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a very clean game, too, in terms of penalties and everything else. I mean, you just got two teams going after it tonight, and it's been wildly entertaining to this point.
DeBose starts at quarterback on the first play, and he completes his first attempt out to True Ellis. That's his first catch of the night. And it's good for a Gold's Gym first down, and they'll stick with the freshman at quarterback here on this next play.
Well, you know, it's interesting because, you know, DeBose, obviously there isn't a huge sample size. This young man just dipping his toes, getting the varsity experience last week, but that was just his third pass of the season. But, hey, he's throwing at a 66% clip.
keeping it again, and he's collared right at the 50. And if you're just tuning into the second half, the Marshall front three in this 3-4 scheme has been worth the advertisement. I mean, these guys are really, really good.
And they've had to step up. They're seniors. It's what you were hoping for from senior leadership. And we talked about the youth. You know, the guys behind them are awfully young. A lot of sophomores. You got a freshman sprinkled in there. So, you know, these guys holding up their end of their bargain for sure.
2nd down and 7. A quick little pass over the middle from Varela, who had checked in. Incomplete. They completed that earlier tonight. We've got a flag down as Gabriel Reyes, the intended receiver.
An eligible man downfield on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
All right, let's throw it down to Zach Hedrick, who got Steve Bazer's thoughts.
Yeah, Don, thanks. Just caught up with him real quickly as they started the second half. He thought his team was playing well in the first half. Obviously circled that 75-yard play, shifted some momentum for him, but he's looking to grab it back with his offense here. They're looking to score and obviously take control of this game again as they open the second half.
All right, thanks, Zach. David Varela in. Sends Toll-Free in motion to the top of your screen. They've held Toll-Free in check here tonight. Very dangerous player. Throw a little screen, but Blair couldn't get open, a lot of traffic there as he tried to get away from his offensive lineman into the spot where Varela was wanting to throw the football, and that'll set up 3rd down and long. And again, the Marshall defense with an opportunity here to hold.
That was another really good play design by Brennan. Just couldn't make the hook up there, but if they could have, that would have been a really big gainer on the back end. Instead, Marshall's got a chance to get off the football field. You remember the late, great George Allen of Redskins fame always talked about the most important drive of the second half is the first one, kind of setting tempo.
So here we go, 3rd and 12. Straight drop for Varela. Has time, now fires, has a man, and it's caught for a 1st down. And that's Keon Thomas, who had another big catch earlier tonight.
Well, that's the first time we've really seen Varela air it out. Look at this. Gets a good throwing lane and then just steps into a seed right on the money, and a big, huge 1st down on 3rd and long.
A Gold's Gym 1st down as they run in the freshman now. Ashton DeBose will take this snap. High formation behind him. Ramos and Toll-Free. And Toll-Free, look at him dance. Still on his feet, spinning across the 30. It's almost down to about the 27-yard line. Darian Toll-Free came into this game really as the guy we were looking at. He was a 1st-team All-District wide receiver a year ago. He has 350 yards on the season catching the football, 350 yards on the ground running the football, 5 total touchdowns, and so far tonight, Marshall's keyed on him nicely.
Yeah, and as we said in the onset, I mean, he's even thrown for one this year.
They'll run it, and they've done that a lot tonight with Ashton DeBose. They like what they've got there in that young quarterback running the football.
They really do, and, you know, we talked about his youth and inexperience, but I mean, right there, that was really good. I mean, he just got the snap, saw where there might have been a little gap, and was able to get a fresh set for his squad.
Sets up another Gold's Gym 1st down. DeBose now with 9 carries. He's going to run it this way again. Try to get to the corner and does, and not afraid of contact. Still fighting forward for more yards. Didn't run out of bounds. Got all the way down to about the 12-yard line before Ezra Lane brought him down.
Well, I think you hit the nail right on the head. I mean, live to fight another day? Bam! And then get off me.
That's a freshman. That's a 14-year-old right there. That's impressive.
Jeepers creepers.
All right, so they take him out. Varela's turn. I formation again with A.J. Clay, the first man. And now they hand it to Toll-Free, and he's met hard right at the line of scrimmage. Drew Mestis there along with Victor Katashi. And again, that Marshall defense being physical up front once they start getting inside the red zone.
Yeah, I mean, all things being equal, they have done a tremendous job bowing up on the run tonight. I mean, it's been really a lot of fun to watch. Very physical, playing whistle to whistle, no goofy stuff after the snap. I mean, after the whistle blows. I mean, it's just, they're playing their guts out.
Leyva split wide right. Now it's over the middle again. The same pass to Gabriel Ramos. It worked in the same area earlier in the first half, and it works again.
Well, all the credit in the world to Gabriel Ramos because he knows he's going to take a hit. And he gets a little rib tickler right there. I'm sure that's going to be felt tomorrow morning for sure. Very courageous on the back end.
Third down, though. I'm sure it's 2 down territory here. It's 3rd and 1, less than 1. Line Varela up in the gun. We hand it to Clay. His initial penetration gets the first down, and so we'll have first down and goal from about the 2-yard line for the Brennan Bears.
Again, a lot of dirty yards tonight when Brennan has run the football. It doesn't matter who they've got back there. A lot of these guys are good at falling forward, getting that last burst in there, fighting for every inch.
Something tells me Marshall embraces this challenge. It's going to be tough, though, as they turn and hand to Clay, and he's met at the goal line, but gets in on second effort. Touchdown, A.J. Clay. Go ahead and flex, young man. That was some toughness to get there after taking a shot on the first contact. He bounced off and got in, and Brennan is up to 18-6 with the extra point to come.
Yeah, that's the second time they've gone with the up back, and you know, they're just trying to get the running back, whoever's carrying the ball, quicker to the point of attack, and it's been worth 12 points so far for the Brennan Bears.
Might go for 2 here. And they do just that. Varela lines up. He's got toll-free. Now they got movement, and we may have a timeout. Brennan
That's their first charge timeout of the half.
And we'll take it with them to see if they decide to kick it or go for 2 when we come back. It's Brennan 18, Marshall 6. Third quarter action here at Dub Ferris.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Associated Collision Center, serving San Antonio since 1976.
Welcome back to Dub Ferris Stadium. Brennan up 18-6 with the extra point try to come, and Varela checks in with the play call. They will go for 2 here in a 20-6 lead if they can convert. They've got Blair as the up man now, toll-free behind him, and now they shift it. Varela on a boot all the way to the right, fires, and it's caught. Was it caught on a tip?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how he threaded that ball in there.
Toll-free with the catch. Let's see what happened. It was deflected, and he caught it.
Get the heck out
when
of
he's
here.
on his back.
Are you kidding?
Off the tip. Kept it up and kept it on his shoulder, and the ball never touched the ground.
That's
Darian
unbelievable.
Toll-free, no wonder he was celebrating like that. That's a play of the year on TNL.
Wow. Wow, they've been really good with the 2-pointers tonight, huh?
Man, oh man, I thought it was an interception. I thought for sure it was incomplete when I saw the Marshall DB jump it. And then next thing you know, you see a touchdown signal. Amazing play that only could tell on second look.
You know, it's the old game of inches, right? I mean, the defender's a whisker away from maybe picking that off, and then who knows what happens after that. Instead, Toll-free makes the play of the year.
So Marcellus Davis and Anthony Conway are back deep to receive the kick from Jonathan Swisher, as Brennan has now taken a 20-6 lead. This is headed Conway's way. He's going to bring it out. He's got confidence after doing so well early. He's going to try to outrun the Brennan defense and all for naught as we're back in 30.
Fly easier, fly San Antonio, where we have more than 50 food, beverage, retail, and service concessionaires for your traveling convenience. From national brands to local San Antonio favorites. Enroll in the SAT Rewards program. Gain promotions, discounts, and points for every purchase. And your one boarding pass offers you access to every concessionaire in both terminals. Fly easier, fly San Antonio.
We're back on the 9-yard line. Marshall has it 1st and 10 on their own 9. And they'll take a timeout after Tim Williams didn't like the lineup there, and we'll take it with him. Wait a second. Let's wait and see what happened before they take it. Did they take it? Welcome back. Marshall's got their timeout taken. Figure out what they want to run here. 1st down and 10, 4 wide on their own 9-yard line. It's Dylan Cooper. And there's movement and a snap, and we had, I believe, a false start on the offense, and that's what they're going to call, so they'll back it up. And they'll be on their own 4-yard line. And the one thing you can't have at that area of the field is a penalty.
False start. Marshall. Half the distance to goal. Still 1st down.
Mark Kusenberger keeping track of some games around town tonight. Brack over Sam Houston, 20-12 in the 3rd. Southwest Legacy leading McCullum, 20-10. That also in the 3rd quarter. And keeping track of those Astros, they lead at 4-1 in the 8th. 1st and 14 now, and there's another jump pre-snap, no flag. They run Davis right up the gut, and he picks up maybe 2. Set up 2nd down and about 12.
Like Brennan may have caught a break there. He may have been able to get that 5 yards back, but you heard Coach Williams talk about it as he was going into the halftime with Zach, that, hey, it's only one half. You know, you've got a young team here, and, you know, you should be applauded for what you were able to do in the 1st half, no question about it, but you got to see if you can get that momentum coming back to your side of the ledger here.
High snap for Cooper, hands to Davis. Davis hits the hole hard, but then he is drilled by Tony Castano. Stands him up, 45, getting the job done at linebacker.
Yeah, this Davis kid's been fun to watch tonight too. He does run with a purpose, right?
Yeah.
Gets his hands on the ball and really has bad intentions once he gets his hands on it.
The touchdown run, it's almost like he wanted to stop and fight on the way to the 75 yards. He likes contact, and he liked the first one when he trucked the guy, and then with McGarity at the end of the run, he liked pushing off, and he was glad to meet Castano in the hole there. 3rd down and 8. Cooper fires, overthrew his intended receiver, and good coverage by the defense as Julian Espinosa Jimenez ran a post, just not quite deep enough for what Cooper wanted to go, and Donovan Drayton had good coverage.
Yeah, and Michael Brantley just hit a homer for the Astros, so they're up 5-1 with 3 outs to go. And of course, Fox San Antonio newscast going on tonight, Fox News at 9, and very own Jack Green will have post-game coverage there from Houston. Win, lose, or draw.
You know, it's in his contract. You have to say the great Jack Green every time you mention
That's right. Doing all the heavy lifting. Well, we're going to take a chance here.
All right, so Brennan will have it back with a 20-6 lead, and they're inside Marshall territory when we come back.
Tonight's Band Camp is sponsored by iDreamSA.com.
Welcome back to Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by John Wayne Service Company. Boy, we got a barn burner here. Brennan, Marshall, both teams really fighting it out tonight in 28-6A battle. Brennan with the ball back and trying to make something happen here, and pretty good play there on first down by the freshman quarterback, huh, Don Harris?
They love running him, and you can see why. He's long, lean, and he gets into the hole quickly. And Ashton DeBose doing a nice job of giving them a different look as they keep alternating between David Varela, who's back in there now.
Well, Brennan, I think, as Steve Baser told us, the bye came at a good time. I mean, you're trying to replace your senior captain quarterback who's out with injury, and you got a senior who can sling it. You got a freshman who can sling it and run it. They want to get him some snaps too, and both these guys are doing a great job.
Varela takes a straight drop, avoids contact, and has room to run if he wants to. Now fires, had a guy wide open and just missed him. Ethan Leyva broke free and made the right call to not tuck it and run, but to find him, and he just overshot him.
Yeah, had all kinds of space out there on the right side, and just a couple less biscuits for breakfast right there, and get that one to go.
Sets up second down and 10 right at the 31-yard line of Marshall. As they've got Ramos back in there at tight end. And they mix up the play again as they bring in DeBose. He picks up about 5 more. That'll put him over the 50-yard mark on the night. 12 carries for the young man.
And this Brennan offensive line is starting to make its mark. This Brennan offense has been on the field a lot tonight, but left to right, Montez, Varela, Ortiz, Kirk, and Jackson. Got a few seniors mixed in there, but Montez just a sophomore. So they got pretty good experience up front. And I think Brennan is going to try to refigure out exactly who they are as they replace their quarterback moving forward.
Tolfree gets strung out. Goes out of bounds short of the first down. So again, these are the plays that have been fun all night. Maybe 4th down and 5. Definitely in that go-for-it range. And we'll see if they stay with Varela or run in the freshman and maybe have him on another keeper. Now it's going to be Varela.
Well, let's see what Steve Baser has up his bag of tricks sleeve there. Quarterback looking at his play chart there on his left wrist.
Varela looking to throw. Chase gets away from the defender and completes it to Tolfree. He's got the first down and more inside the 15 down to the 11-yard line before Victor Katashi knocks him out of bounds.
Yeah, Varela doing an outstanding job here. I mean, this time having to run again. Flush to his left, little tougher throw. Throwing across your body, but right on time and right with the dime.
And it helps when you got an athlete like Tolfree who can spin and catch it thrown behind him and make it look easy. Ashton DeBose in at quarterback now. The freshman will keep. Gets a few. You got to applaud his toughness. He's not very big. He's, like I said, not full grown yet, only a freshman, but he's going against a Marshall defense that's stout, and he's taking some shots. Holding up.
I'll tell you what, these guys are like the Tampa Bay Rays, the way they're rotating their pitchers in and out of there, right?
2nd and 6. Here comes Varela. It's almost alternating plays, not series now, almost every other play now. Varela's going to boot right. He's got Tolfree over there in the corner. Hits him. He spins in for a touchdown. Darian Tolfree, who made a great catch on that 2-point conversion on his back, now has his first touchdown of the night.
Well, that was a really nice play. He not only had to kind of contort his body to make that catch, but he not only did that, but to spin out of that and then get into the end zone, that was a heck of a play too.
Yeah, we told you earlier tonight, first half, we were surprised that he didn't have many touches. And now the Darian Tolfree that has been so impressive all season long has 2 nice plays here in the 3rd quarter as Jonathan Swisher comes on to add the PAT, and that'll make it 27-6.
Here he is. Nice reception, and as we said, spins out of it. Look at him get small.
You know, he made 2 really good catches on that drive. On that 4th and 5, he came all the way across the field, and, you know, that ball from up top was hard to see how far it was thrown behind him, but he was contorted on that one as well. He's just a fantastic athlete.
Yeah, and as we said, I mean, he's kind of been their guy all year in terms of whether it's catching it, running it, or even when he's had to throw it. So you lean on some of your studs on Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights.
So Marshall, who has hung in so valiantly all night, thanks to their strength of their defense, needs to get something going offensively. They've had the one big play from Davis that was really twice their entire total offense in the first half up until that point. And you're looking at him right there. I don't know if it'll come on a kickoff return, but a touchdown for Marshall here before the end of the quarter would definitely spark the Rams to get back in this ball game. Swisher had it fall off the tee. Didn't you always hate that when you're playing in the backyard as a kid?
I never remember wanting to kick it, though. That was the...
Oh, we always teed it up. We always played real, man. We played real rules. The tree was the touchdown. Sidewalk was in.
Yeah, Chris Kotvis, our producer, said he'd stick his in a shoe
and
and use that as a tee.
Oh, yeah, man. He came
guys-
up with all kinds of homemade tees with popsicle sticks. We're back in 30.
I'm Rich Stinson, and on behalf of the entire team at the San Antonio International Airport, we'd like to say thank you. Thank you, San Antonio, for allowing us to serve you and all of your travel needs. For more than 75 years, we've been your hometown airport. Because of you, we continue to experience unprecedented growth, and we're excited about the future possibilities as we enter phase 2 of our strategic development plan. Thank you for flying easier, and thank you for flying San Antonio.
Jack Kaliski in at quarterback, and we have a flag fly. Here's another one. I don't know if Chris Koffice ever did this, but
False start. Marshall. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
sometime after you scored and it was time for kickoff, you didn't have a shoe or your tee didn't work, or you couldn't drive the point of the football into the soft grass, you would just scream out P for K and punt the ball as a kick. P for K? We used to do that all the time.
I just don't remember the kicking aspect of that when I was a kid.
P for K.
Okay. Yeah, shirts and skins. That was. I'll wear the shirt. Don't want anybody seeing the bird cage.
I think that was fine up through high school. I'm not sure it'd be a good thing to do now. 2nd and 13, Kaliski in. On a boot, rolling right. Now fires, has a man. It's caught high and then dropped. Not really dropped, just incomplete.
Yeah, he took a shot. I don't know how the heck you're supposed to catch that thing. Ball delivered high, but, you know, heck, quarterback did a really good job putting the ball where it needed to go. It just wasn't a very big window there, but, man, he took a shot at the end.
Elias Rayburn, the intended receiver.
McGarity got him some.
Now that sets up 3rd and 13.
It's been tough for this Marshall offense working behind the sticks here in the second half. Oh, this 95 something else.
Kaliski running and dropped. 95 and 94. Elio Orozco Rojas and Shaquan Flagg bottled up Kaliski, the sophomore, who's had a rough night against this Brennan defense.
Well, you know, they've had some really good D linemen come through this program. Derek Roberson included, who's on the Tennessee Titans practice squad, but these guys have had one heck of a ball game tonight, tag teaming. And Flagg is just, look at that guy. I want him on my team.
Cooper to punt it away, standing on his goal line. McGarity is going to let it bounce and then run up on it and decides to stay away. And again, Brennan's going to have great field position on the Marshall 30. We tell you about our cheer challenge again. If you haven't voted for the San Antonio Sports All-Star Cheer Challenge, powered by CPS Energy, the squad with the most votes is going to win $1,000 for their program. $500 will go to the second place winner, and 4 squads will get to cheer at the Dome on January 4th for the doubleheader All-Star Weekend. So make sure you vote at CW35.com. Little jet sweep going the other way, and staying inbounds across the 20 is Jalen Spells, his first carry of the night. And we'll head downstairs to Zach.
Thanks, Don, very much. I'm joined here by the director of the Mighty Ram Marshall Band, Mr. Kevin Tabb. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us, and pretty cool halftime show. You guys got some crowd interaction. Can't go wrong with Queen.
No, you can't go wrong with Queen. I try to design shows that are entertaining for the crowd, that are accessible, and the kids, for whatever reason, with the movie coming out this past summer, they wanted to do Queen, so I said, let's do it. So it's great music.
Very cool. And Kevin, there's so many swings in a football game and stuff like that. I mean, you got a big stand tune repertoire and everything. Like, what do you dig into to get the crowd going, get the crowd excited?
Well, we try to do a lot of stand tunes during the summer to have a lot of songs we can pull out. Be honest, the kids pick most of the stand tunes, so I don't really care. I say, whatever you guys want to play is fine with me. So they do a lot of work in picking out the stand tunes because they know more what's going to get the crowd pumped up and ready.
So what are they going for this year? What are they dialing up?
Well, we had a song, Mic Drop, that a kid found online. It was great. And the standards, Hey Baby, Seven Nation, and a bunch of drum cadences, which we update every year. So the drum cadences get the most crowd, most interaction. So that's what we get into.
Kevin, thank you so much for the time. Appreciate it. Good luck the rest of the season.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Guys, back up to y'all.
You got to love Kevin and the way he handles his band, and you got to love Keon Thomas, who showed some speed to turn that one to the corner and get in and put Brennan up 33-6 as we near the end of the third quarter. He'll swing and gate motion here. They'll pitch it to Clay, and he's, I don't know, this was close. And he fall down on top of the guy. They say no good. And a nice tackle.
But Clark?
Yeah, and Clark is the same guy who earlier tonight met Clay in the hole. He bounced off of him and scored. But Clark's not afraid to come up and hit you.
No, I mean, he paid the price, obviously, as you can see him running out. But, man, that was a man-sized play right there. One-on-one with the ball carrier, and he took a shot, but like tell you what, he probably gave a little bit of that too. I mean, he brought the ball carrier right down. But here it is, the touchdown once again. I mean, just a great play design. Throw it back the other way, and then look at the blocking, Don. I mean, it's just textbook, and then you got to like the patience of the ball carrier cutting it back outside. A little bit of over pursuit there on the back end, but we're going to get a better angle right here.
Ooh, man, got away with a block in the
maybe
back
so,
there.
but no autopsy, no fouls, they say.
No call for sure. Conway back to receive. I was thinking, though, on that stop on the swinging gate two-point conversion, that might be our collision of the game.
I'll tell you what, it sure was a heck of a tackle.
I'd like to see that again. Clark looked like he got maybe a stinger or something with his neck and his traps.
Now, how good is this guy going to be? Just a sophomore, as we said earlier. I mean, just a really good football player. And Coach Williams says, man, he's a stud, and he can't wait to watch him develop in the program too. But, man, yeah, fire in the hole. He said he took a shot, but he squared him up and was able to bring him down. Look at that guy's helmet. Think he's been in some wars? We love it. About what you'd expect for a nose tackle, huh?
Staggered set here with the 4 receivers to the right-hand side. Cooper's back in at quarterback, and he only gets about 1 before that Brennan defense. Tony Castano came up to make the hit. Maybe a gain of 1, but it was close.
Yeah, really good job there. Just guys staying at home. Recognizing right away it was going to be a QB keeper. and making sure they stoned it at the front.
One more snap before the half. They don't have to take it. But they will. Cooper fires out here to the right side. A nice job to break it up. McGarity came up from his corner spot, read it most of the way, and thought maybe he could have picked that one off.
Yeah, I mean, they just read that all the way around. I mean, good coverage outside, obviously, but our man Flag was in there. Not only in the backfield, but got him a little forearm shiver at the end of that, too. I mean, this young man has been all up in the other side of the line of scrimmage all game long.
The incompletion stops the clock with 4 seconds to go here in the third, so this will be the last snap of the quarter. On 3rd down and 9, it's Cooper. He's got all day. Now he runs, fires, completes it, and it's good for a first down, and they're going to add 15 more for a horse collar at the end. Kristen Snell on the catch. So as we get ready to go to break, before we do, we'll let the officials make the call, and Marshall will have the ball close to the 35-yard line of Brennan if the call holds up. They may discuss this and say, I'm not sure it was a horse collar, because it looked like it was going to be, and the way he let up, maybe it was not. They're going to ask him if he wants to pick up the flag.
All I know is that was a great play by Dylan Cooper. I mean, just really feeling the pressure, setting up the defense, and then throwing a strike.
After the play, personal foul, horse collar tackle on the defense. It's 15 yards added to the end of the run. It's automatic first down. That's the end of the quarter.
All right, so we'll take one more look at this as they spot the ball at the 38. That's where Marshall will have it. He grabbed him by the back there and then pulled him forward. I don't know if that's the textbook version of the horse collar, but he did grab him in that area, and they call stands. We're back with the fourth quarter after this. We're back with our Mission Discount Water Softeners third quarter highlights. Clay got in after a tough hit as Brennan started to stretch out the lead. And then the great play, kicking it to himself, Darian Tolfree on the conversion. That could have been pick six the other way.
Yeah, almost putting a foot in football there.
And then Tolfree again with another great athletic play to go downstairs and pick that one and spin. And they made it 33-6. The catch by Keon Thomas. And that's where we stand right now as we start the fourth quarter. But Marshall on a pump and go throws, ball's incomplete. Big time collision at the end of that play, incomplete, as Justino Escobar tipped the football that was intended there. Donovan Drayton also on the coverage. Let's go down to Zach Hedrick on the sideline with more band talk.
Thanks, Don, very much. I'm joined now with Thomas Cover, the head director of the Brennan Bear Band. And Thomas, thanks very much for joining us. Great halftime show.
Thank you so much.
What was the inspiration for it? Because, I mean, it is, you know, a reflection on December 7th, 1941. What was the idea behind that?
Well, you know, we wanted to play the music of Samuel Barber when we first set out, and, you know, it's literature from the 1940s, and we were just sitting around the office, and we kept listening to it, and then one day one of our directors, it wasn't me, I'd love to take claim for it, but they go, we should do Pearl Harbor. And then all of us kind of sat back in our chairs and we're like, whoa, okay, if we do it, we have to do it right, and we have to make sure that it pays respect and reverence to everything that we're going to do. So we obviously hope that we're bringing that across. It's certainly been a fun production to put together this year.
Certainly, I mean, something that resonates here in Military City, USA.
Absolutely. You know, we have, I believe, more military students in, like, military family students at Brennan than any other campus in Northside, I think. Don't quote me on that one, but I know that not just with our community, but every time we go out, actually, we'll do the show and we'll get to awards, and inevitably we get strangers that'll walk up to us and want to tell us their story about how their dad or their grandparents were veterans in World War II and they served, and how the show touched their hearts. And last weekend we were in Houston, and after awards, we were actually really successful. We were able to get first place in that competition. And then right after awards, we were kind of rushed by all these people, like kids from different schools, parents from different schools that wanted to take pictures with our drum majors and just, share their World War II family stories. It was kind of a remarkable moment that you don't really get to experience very often.
Thomas, I mean, that sounds awesome. And keep up the great work with you and your kids this
Thank
year.
you.
Good luck
Thank
the
you.
rest of the season.
Absolutely.
Don, Chuck, back up to you guys.
That's a great story. Thanks, Zach.
Yeah.
Band's having a big impact.
Good
on
job.
their communities.
Yeah, good job painting the picture, too, and sharing those stories.
You know, Chuck, both of our kids, you still got one left in high school. Mine are grown, and we may have an unsportsmanlike here. The flag flies, but it's always let's hear.
Substitution infraction on Brennan. 12 men breaking the huddle.
Brennan
5-yard
possession,
penalty.
first down.
All right, so anyway, as I was saying, it's always, I don't know about you, my kids have graduated, but every time on Thursday nights, I'm always just really lifted up by the stories of the kids, the scholar athletes, the band directors, and the impact that they're having with the kids' lives. The other guy that was directing the band lets the kids make the calls and the songs, and the coaches, of course, the impact they're having on the athletes. And it's just good to know that the kids around our city are in such good hands.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's all part of it. And then, of course, the next step.
Ball start. Brennan. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
The next step in the equation with some of this is what these kids are all out doing in the community as well. I mean, it's just fantastic.
That's unbelievable. That's beyond the game, and you see it right there. If you want to nominate a team that you know is doing great stuff in the community of the pillars there, respect, integrity, selfless service, sportsmanship, caring, and respect, go to sanantoniosports.org and let us know what they're doing, because we love to tell their stories at halftime and on our weekend sports shows, both on Fox San Antonio
Brennan.
and on News 4. So let us know. We saw tonight on the breakthrough banner from the Marshall Rams. That was a special moment. So we're coming back with more. 33-6 here. Most of the fourth quarter still ahead of us. Who knows if Marshall can make a comeback. Welcome back. Check out our Monarch trophies. Aren't they gorgeous? Monarch Trophy Studio, been with us from the very beginning. Brennan picks up a few there. These trophies awarded to tonight's winning team and the player of the game. The trophies custom designed by Monarch Trophy Studio. If you're looking for trophies, plaques, custom engraving, give them a call, 344-3777, or visit mtsawards.com.
And if you want to know what happened in the baseball game, the Astros got 4 runs in the first. Garrett Cole pitched 8 innings, a 2-hit ball. Astros win it, and they are moving on to the championship series to face the Yankees Saturday at 7 on Fox San Antonio.
Good pressure defense. Is that a fumble or incomplete pass? It's got to be grounding at the very least, no?
Well, I mean, if you're getting tackled and you throw the ball and, it could be just an incomplete pass. I just don't know how he got rid of it with the guy draped all over him. Let's check it out.
Tyrese Nichols.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to call grounding on that because he's going to the ground as he's throwing it. Well, that's a win for Brennan, no question. Heads up play.
So it's 3rd down and 13 here. Marshall trying to make a stop. Rashad Blair, their tailback. They play action to him, and ball's out. That's a fumble. Varela falls on it, but it'll be 4th down and about 17, and Brennan will have to punt it away.
Again, great pressure by some of these young guys that play for Marshall. I mean, Tyrese Nichols, 23, just a sophomore, coming from his outside linebacking position, got around the edge, got his hand on the ball, and knocked it loose. There he is. Oh, he didn't get around the edge. He destroyed the edge.
He pushed his own teammate into him. right, so Toll-Free is going to punt.
And we'll see Clark back there too, so it's good to see that young man back in the game.
Interesting here with Toll-Free. Surely they wouldn't do this. He gets it away. Nice high kick, by the way. Takes a Marshall bounce, though, and will check up there at about the 45. So Marshall will have the football. 9:02 left here in the fourth quarter. And we'll come back with the Rams having the football. 33-6. Brennan taking over here in the second half. Marshall's got the football. They've got Jake Kaliski, their sophomore, in at quarterback, who's played a couple of series already tonight. They hand it to Conway. He's got a nice game. Ball's out. Ball's out. Who's recovered? Brennan says they have it. And they do. Donovan Drayton scooping it up. Conway made a nice play to pick up yardage, but the ball was knocked loose, and Brennan's going to have the football back.
Let's see, yeah, boy, he took a shot right there.
11 coming up with the play, and that's Tacorio Battles.
Senior stepping up and making a play right there to get his squad the ball back. This has been a heck of a fight, though, by the Marshall Rams in this ball game, and we knew what we were getting in this one. I mean, Coach Williams has been talking about this, for 2 or 3 days, and yeah, they really stepped up and delivered tonight. The scoreboard hasn't gone their way, but you can see what kind of kids they have on this program and what they're doing to try to fulfill some of the tough shoes to fill, right, on the Marshall legacy. The likes of Priest Holmes, and there you see Tyler Sipes on the sideline, who was with Priest Holmes and Indy Kalu back in the day. He's been here at Marshall and for a long time, and Coach Williams said when he got here 6 years ago, he was told he had one of the best in the business at Marshall High School, and really happy that Tyler's here for the Marshall Rams, and he had a health episode last week, and we're glad he's back a week later. So good to see Tyler back on the sideline for the Marshall Rams. Great guy. Got a chance to talk to him before the game, and he's really talking up Marshall too.
That's going back, man, with Indy Kalu and Priest Holmes and those guys. What was that, 92?
Was it 92 or 90?
Was it 90?
I don't remember. I just remember seeing Kalu
in the Astrodome.
I just saw him at a game here in town. I just couldn't believe how skinny his waist was. And then to see what kind of a pro ball player he turned into, and it was something else.
He was one of the best high school athletes we've ever seen. He had a long fumble or interception return in the Astrodome as they clinched a berth to go to the old Jerry World. Texas State and play for the state championship against Midland Lee, I believe.
Yeah, and the last time I went over there, some of his track records are still up there on the
high
wall.
Jumper.
Yeah, I mean, he could do it all.
Amazing athlete, smart kid, went to Rice.
Yeah, now he's doing real estate and radio out in Houston. But, we had Indy once went with us to a all-star game, and he did some reporting for us. Man, he was really good.
Indy's one of the great guys, man. He got it. When he was playing for the Eagles and he'd come back to San Antonio, he'd come on the shows and play around with you, do whatever you wanted to do. One time we did a training thing with Bebe McClinton and Priest Holmes and ND, putting us through their off-season workout.
Delay a game on Brennan. 5-yard penalty. Still fourth down.
And you're doing up downs and grass drills and such with those guys. I had my head in a trash can. swear, not 30 minutes into the thing. And I was much younger in those days, but they were laughing because I was heaving, man.
Well, what's interesting is, we talk about Priest. I mean, geez, there was a 3-year stretch where that guy was the best offensive weapon in football.
Got it. I think he had 2 rushing titles in a row. Not to mention scoring touchdowns, and a guy who was never drafted.
Too many knee injuries for that, right?
Immediately regretting that decision. 33-6, we're back with more.
is up. Kick is good. Good throwing from 48 yards. The Marshall Rams.
How about that? Back in the vault. Kid kicking a bomb at the buzzer, huh?
Great T&L moment. Seen a lot of them over the years. Ernie Zuniga on the call.
And our man Darren Haynes out there too.
We better mention Dean Radler doing color because he's the boss.
That's right.
Anthony Conway on the carry there.
A lot of guys getting to see some action now in this ball game, but again, you know, it's always a pleasure talking to these coaches each week, get the debrief. They give us some insight into their team and what they're trying to accomplish and all the good things that are going on with their program. And obviously we're lucky enough that we get to highlight these things during the course of the game, but you know, just talking about the Marshall Rams and just some of the stuff that these coaching staffs sometimes have to deal with, you know, it's just mind-blowing. I mean, they've got the Katachi brothers, 3 of them, this Coach Williams, that are immigrants from Africa. So they got a family of 10. So he's got the language barrier that he's trying to deal with. And, you know, he just talked about how great those kids are and, you know, how much pressure there is on the kids to try to figure out the game of football, you know, while you're trying to learn a foreign language and go to school. I mean, it's just just some great stuff going on here. Listen to some of these stories, Don. It's just really impressive.
And taking a look at Joshua Katashi, number 4 right there, and he has been a tremendous player here tonight. Him and Victor both. And their other brother, Elisha, number 15.
Yeah, and then you got, so Franco Chiavon immigrated here with his father and his family from Mexico, and so there was the language barrier there. So these guys are trying to learn football, learn a language, go to school. I mean, it's really cool. And I mean, you know, you're talking to Coach Williams, talking about the Chiavon family that, you know, his dad came here because he wanted a better life for his son. I mean, it's just good, great American stories and people that are hardworking and want to bust their behind, be as good as they can be, not only on the football field, obviously, but in the classroom and trying to learn what America is all about and become part of the fabric of this great country.
It's awesome.
I mean, it's just really cool. I mean, these guys are coaching football, yeah, but they're coaching men
life.
And
Coaching
yeah,
life.
life lessons too, no doubt.
Big play here for Marshall as the ball did hit Brennan Bear, and Christian Snell was there to alertly jump on it. So Marshall, instead of punting the football, gets a 30-yard gain, a new set of downs, and a chance to get in the end zone here with 5:26 to play.
Well, you can certainly appreciate the Marshall fight in this ball game. As watch another nice run here. I mean, you know, Coach Williams was talking all week. You know, we've been beating ourselves. A couple of these losses we should have won, could have won, didn't win, but we got to figure out how to close in some of these games. But, you know, I thought they played a pretty clean ball game tonight. You know, I think the mission, the goals that they set for this week, obviously they wanted to win this football game, but there wasn't a whole lot of beating themselves tonight. Just ran up against a really good football team.
No question about it. 2nd down and 6. Looks like a bit of a bust there as the young quarterback, the sophomore Kaliski's had a rough night against this tough Brennan defense. Time for another one of our U.S. Army player profiles. Boy, Tony Castano's been everywhere tonight, laying the wood to some folks. 2-year letterman, National Honor Society, servant leader. Wants to get a degree in pharmacy. Plans on attending Incarnate Word.
3-8. Way to go, young man. Yep. These pharmacists make good money, too.
That one's incomplete. Chuck, you know what time it is?
Well, let me guess. Is it time for the musings of the uniform czar?
Yeah, it's time for the musings of the uniform czar. Always notice that the Brennan B kind of looks like the Boston Bruins, and that's a good look, especially, you know, with the yellow. It's the same color scheme and everything of the hockey squad. Then they've got this interesting sleeve design, which they've had for years, where the entire sleeve is a shoulder stripe. It's one giant stripe, and they look pretty clean with the all white look. I think their black on black look is very, very nice. This play's busted up, and I think their black uniforms are better than their white uniforms, but no qualms at all.
It almost looks like he's posing for you there.
He is. He's showing off his Under Armour. Marshall, on the other hand, well, what Mom used to say, if you can't say nothing nice, don't say anything at all. So I'm going to say I really like the shoulder stripe on the Marshall uniform.
I don't know. That's the classic Marshall look, though.
Is it, or is it an alternate? Because I've never seen them with this color of helmet before.
I thought they had those before. No?
Maybe. But I think if you're going to go with the gray helmet like there, then you got to at least go with a white pant to give you some brightness. It's grown on me over the course of the game because it looks like one of those kind of Army alternates. You know, it's almost like a tribute to the military with that gray helmet. And it's kind of grown on me as the game's gone on. But I might go with maroon pants to match. There's just a lot of gray, and I think if they went with an all maroon look with that gray helmet.
Well, our man Jeffrey looked it up, and it was the '91 Marshall Rams with Kalu and Priest.
There you go. So we were caught in the middle. And no offense, Marshall fans. Like I said, it's kind of grown on me over the course of the game.
That email address is dharris at...
I'm sure I'm not alone. I'm just being the only one brave enough to vocalize it.
That was a heck of a run right there. I'm going to change the subject real quick.
I think you need a white pant with a stripe on it to kind of brighten that thing up.
I just really like the run.
Okay, I'll stop while my head. I love you, Tim Williams. If you're watching this on replay right now, don't hate me.
No, man, we enjoy Coach Williams, Coach Baser again. I mean, it's just been, to me, it's one of the best experiences because, you know, we see a lot of these teams from afar, Don, but when you get a chance to really get right down to it, visit with the coaches, talk to the kids, you just hear some of the stories, and it really, you know, brings some life to the program, and you really, you know, it makes you pull for them a little harder when you really know what's going on and the stories and the kids and the people that are making this all happen. It's good stuff.
Time for one of our Go Public Teacher Spotlights. Cynthia Farrell's over at Brennan, and she just brings out excellence and passion and successful, determined, intelligent. All comes to mind when you think of her. Her girls have won 5 cheerleading championships. She's grateful to work alongside. The people that work with her are to work next to her. She strives to be better, and again, she's the Spanish teacher and cheer director and spirit coordinator there. So congratulations on the work that you're doing with the kids as well. As we go inside the red zone, and going for more than that is A.J. Clay, who's already got 1 score tonight, and he's punching it down there close. He's got 2 touchdowns already on the
Yeah, he almost
looking
got
for
that,
his third.
He almost got the hat trick right here. Just, man, nothing fancy. Just gaping hole, and then tackled at the 2.
All right, so what do you think here? Take a knee here?
We'll see. I don't know. You know, I'm old school, man. I've been on a bunch of teams that got their keisters handed to them, and I never liked somebody taking their foot off the gas. To
that's
me,
true.
That made me feel more small, like you felt sorry for me. And so, to me, it goes either way. You know, I get if you're Brennan trying to do this. I know from my personal standpoint, I didn't like being on the other side of somebody taking a knee on me.
Yeah, you could see both points. At the same time, if you're Marshall in the way they played tonight, 33-6 looks a lot better than 40, and I know Steve Baser understands that. And there's coaches with different philosophies in town. If you have a young team out there and you're trying to earn something for next week, there's no shame in that.
Right.
And building something.
Play to the gun. Yeah. Nothing wrong with playing to the gun.
Also, nothing wrong with some good sportsmanship and not running it up when you can either. So, hey, it's time for our Roselle Gardens collision of the game. We had about 100 to choose from tonight. This was physical early, but it was the caused fumble by that Marshall defense in the first half, as they did a great job of getting in there and causing the fumble. The young freshman, it was Giancarlo Carrasco with the hit. And that is our Roselle Gardens Wedding and Event Center collision of the game. You see the fondness that those two guys have for one another. Two of the best in town, Steve Baser and Tim Williams. It's all Brennan tonight, 33-6, our final score. Valiant effort by the Marshall Rams tonight. Put up a fight. Scoreboard does not show you how hard those kids played tonight. We'll come back and give away our Monarch trophies and wrap it up with Zach Hedrick when we come back. We're back to wrap it up. Brennan over Marshall, 33-6. Time to hand out the Monarch Trophy hardware. We go down to Zach Hedrick. Zach?
Thanks, Don and Chuck. Appreciate it. Hey, the Brennan Bears are 4-1 in district play. How does that sound? Hey, they're excited. They're excited. They got the spirit squads here, the flag team and everything. Hey, it's a great team win. Hey, tonight, we got to hand out the player of the game, and this guy had a touchdown. He also had a great acrobatic catch on a 2-point play. Where's Darian Tolfree? Got that hat for you, Darian. Feel free to throw that on there. Darian, coming off the bye week, you know, it's a tough district game, and I mean, what did you guys learn tonight? You know, you had the offense going in the second half.
Just keep playing as a team and keep working, and last week don't matter, and just keep pushing hard and come out and just keep working where we work.
So, how about that catch on that 2-point play, man? I mean, you're on your backside there. What happened?
Hey, players make plays. Players make plays, and I just had to make a play.
So how does this set you up for next week? You guys are 5-1, looking good. I mean, what's it looking like going into next week?
We're just gonna keep practicing hard and not get complacent again. Get our winning streak back and get ready for the great teams and get ready for playoffs and just keep pushing hard.
So what's the key against Clark for next week?
Just going game plan, practice hard, and just come out strong. How we've been coming out all year, and get dubs. That's it.
All right, Darian, great game tonight. Thank you so much. Darian Tolfree, your player of the game. Let's bring in Coach Baser here. Coach, congrats on the win. Hey, 4-1. I mean, coming off a bye week, you know, you got a chance to heal up, and what did you see out of your squad tonight?
Well, like you said, you know, we just want to get healthy and get rolling again, and obviously feels pretty good to finish the way we finished. You know, we still got to clean things up. It was a little, you know, lack execution. You know, so hopefully we continue to do that and keep going, moving forward, you know, next week.
And, Coach, throughout the night, you had a 2-quarterback system. I mean, what did you see from both your quarterbacks tonight?
Well, you know, it always helps when you got guys that can play and get experience, and we just feel like both of them are very capable to play, and so, you know, we're giving them both, you know, opportunities, and just kind of however the game goes, depends on who plays a little more, but we feel confident with both of them. We're excited to have them, and I think they're continuing to get better every week as well, so we need to, you know, keep getting better at that position and every position, but like I said, they're both capable, and we're excited about both of them.
And aside from that one play in the first half, I mean, your defense really put down the clamps tonight in the second.
Yeah, you know, I don't know, 20 seconds on the clock and they pop a big run or whatever, but, you know, that's why you got to play every play. And again, you know, Marshall's a good team. And you know, they ran hard, blocked well, and did a good job on that play. And, you know, that's the nature of defense. One mistake can be a touchdown. But, you know, we hopefully got it fixed and did, you know, better in the second half and all that kind of thing. So defense played pretty well minus that little mistake.
Big game against Clark next week. How does this week get you ready and get you prepped for that matchup?
Yeah, well, you know, it just gets us back to playing a game and you know, moving on. And again, you know, district's kind of winding down. We got to get as many wins as we can. We're hoping that somehow we get a chance to tie for the district championship or something. But, you know, we need a little help for that to happen. But all we can control is ourselves, and we want to just continue to get better each week and hopefully, you know, win week to week and finish out the season that way and head into the playoffs.
Well, Coach, thanks for the time. We didn't forget you as well. We have this hardware for you, for you and your team. Congrats on the win tonight, Coach.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Your Brennan Bears. Victors tonight. Don and Chuck, back up to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Zach.
Congratulations to the Brennan Bears on a hard-fought W tonight. And how about the assist with the backup microphone, man? Chris Koppus and crew is ready for Eric Armenta right there, lending the helping hand.
I thought I was just, it was an old age thing with me. I couldn't hear anything. It would be nothing new.
All right, time for our play of the night, brought to you by Holy Cross. Get it? The play of the night. And it comes from Marcellus Davis, the man-sized truck. And then the Jets going to the house. McGarity ran him down, and he says, "Get off me." Touchdown, Marshall. That young man's special right there. I don't know if he's being recruited, but somebody better pay attention.
I think it's because we saw a little bit of everything on that play. You saw the power, you saw the foot in the ground, his ability to make a cut. One and done, and breaking tackles along the way. Mercy.
He can play something somewhere, I'll tell you that.
Play for me any day.
33-6, our final. We're back to wrap it up after this.